Broadcasting live from the Business RadioX studios in Phoenix, Arizona, it's time for Phoenix Business Radio, spotlighting the city's best businesses and the people who lead them.
Hello and welcome to Phoenix Business Radio, broadcasting live from the Max 6 Entrepreneur Center right here in Tempe, Arizona, where we help build businesses and connect you with the right people. And I always love it when I have an old friend and business associate come back to the studio to tell us what's been happening in their business since the last time we connected. And today, that's Dwayne Furlong Studios. We're here in the studio with Dwayne Furlong himself and Becca Rottersman, who is the marketing manager. Welcome back to the studio for you, Dwayne, and welcome for the first time, Becca.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How long has it been? Do we know? A couple of years? 3 years?
2.5 years.
2.5 years. Did we do this during COVID? I think
so.
Yeah, I think so too.
Wow.
All right. So for the world that doesn't know Dwayne Furlong Studios, give us an introduction to who you are and how you serve the business world.
I am a headshot and branding photographer in the Valley. Been doing this full-time 5.5 years, but been doing it since 7th grade. I really enjoy this. I help businesses, business owners, individuals, new people, graduates get the most amazing headshots in the Valley.
I have seen your work and I know that that's true. And how did Becca come to be? How did she end up joining your team? And why is it important to have a marketing manager?
This was an amazing thing. I reached out to her on Facebook because she was connected with one of my clients. And I'm like, she needs a better image.
I did.
Oh, yeah. And you're
I did.
admittedly.
I said it
did.
in my head and I reached out and she said no. Point blank. She said no, I just had it done. I'm like, fine, whatever. She reached back out. She goes, let's do it. We got a boho house,
Mm-hmm. It was an
peer
Airbnb.
space, an Airbnb peer space. Did our first session, and then of course, her being in real estate, kind of slow. So I'm like, hey, she is an amazing communicator. I watched a lot of her videos. I'm like, she could actually help the business. Did her headshots. She was hooked, and she's been with me since mid-August.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what appealed to you after first you said no.
Yeah.
I've already had this done.
Yeah.
But then there was something that said, had you been watching his work or you just decided it was time? Tell us a little bit from your perspective, how you landed here now as a teammate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So originally I had just gotten pictures done. They weren't the best. So I think when he reached out, I was like, oh, I just did this. Like,
I just paid the money.
I hate having my picture taken. Do I really want to go through and do this again? Not really. And so I looked, on his website and saw the work that he did. And I was like, okay, wait, these are really good quality. Like, this is absolutely amazing. Maybe I should. And I'm really happy I did because now I have the best pictures and it's just amazing. So I'm really happy with how everything turned out.
Yeah.
And at the time I had a little bit more free time in my life than I normally do. And, he proposed the idea of me coming to work with him and I just kind of jumped for it. And I'm so happy that I did. It's been really amazing. I've been learning a lot and it's been really fun.
So let's talk about growth because I've been watching you on LinkedIn and I think Facebook too, right? Not as much, LinkedIn more so.
Yeah.
Are you on Instagram as well?
Yes.
We're working on that.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Very good. So watching you on LinkedIn, wherever it is that I watch you, and you've gotten great about really telling the story about the individual when you're, taking their photos and helping them with this image. What's going on for you right now as you build this business? Who are you focusing on, or if there is a particular client that works best for you? And then I want to back up and talk a little bit about some of the behind the scenes things.
What would you say the best? It just business professionals I've seen.
Yeah.
Like we've been having a lot of college graduate for attorneys that just got their licenses. The last couple that you've just seen, it's
a good mix, but business professionals, I would say, sometimes actresses.
Very little actors, but occasionally. Yeah. But I would say the prime is the Karens of the world, CEOs, directors that just like I need to step up
Mm-hmm.
and not have that selfie.
And how important is that? Let's talk about that when it comes to even just a LinkedIn profile. Can you tell our viewers and listeners why it is that you do what you do in order to enhance our image?
I'm going to actually defer this to Becca because she's experienced it. Just from her perspective,
Mhm.
of having just like either a selfie or a picture that's not properly lit to where she's at now.
Mhm. Yeah.
And then I'll chime in.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I think it's just extremely important, especially if you're in, a professional industry of any kind, that you have a photo to put forward and present yourself the best way that you possibly can, especially now, since so much of the work that everybody does is online through emails. Like, barely are you meeting somebody in person and interacting with them that way. So to have a photo and to be able to connect the face with somebody who you're just talking to online, it makes such a big difference. And not just, a picture of yourself that you took, a picture that really shows your personality and kind of gives off a little bit more of who you are, versus just, you took a picture and you smiled and you use that. So something that just shows more of your personality and who you are, I think it makes such a big difference.
And that's what we focus on is when they're in front of my camera. Yes, they could go use the iPhone. They could use another company that's $50, but we focus on facial expressions. We focus on proper lighting and getting the right expression. Anybody can take a picture, but it's bring it to that next level that is from here to here. And that's my job with Becca, because she's on in the studio every session pretty much. So she's there helping make sure the clothing, just making sure everything is meticulous with me. And then we can get those images that they sit down and like, whoa, this is why we paid for this.
So there are a lot of photographers in the Valley doing the kind of work that you do. What makes you different? I have an idea just based on getting to know you. When someone is making a decision, what are some of the things that you're telling them, that would help them say, gosh, Dwayne Furlong Studios is the one I need to go with? And maybe you have that experience firsthand as well. But what do you hear from folks? I chose you because, or I'm glad I chose you because XYZ.
I hear expressions, the realness of the pictures on the website. Would you agree, Beck?
I agree. Yeah. I think it's that. And also just creating a comfortable environment. It's, you and your personality making people feel comfortable and calm. I think a lot of the feedback that we get is when people come into the studio, they're like, I don't really like having my picture taken. I don't like this. This isn't I don't like seeing pictures of myself. So I think him and just how he interacts with people,
the humor, the lightheartedness,
yes,
the joy, and the ease would be the first few words that I come up with.
Yeah.
She says she thinks I'm a dork because I would just say anything.
Yeah.
I don't care what it is. I mean, I read the room, but I want you to laugh.
Yep.
I am not going to go, hey, smile. No, she's never heard that. I always tell weird dad jokes.
Yeah.
I think I remember you saying that the last time we were on together.
And it's got worse. And it's got worse.
But it makes it silly and fun, right? And even at the expense of somebody thinking, oh wow, he's silly, it brought joy to us, and we'll not forget that.
Exactly. And I've had clients like, oh my God, I hate my pictures. I don't want to be in front of the camera. I'm like, just get in there. Be quiet.
Trust me.
Get in there. And she's looking at me like, did you just say that type of stuff? But I don't care. It's like, you're here for me to give you that $1 million look and picture. Trust me. Get in there. Let me show you what I can do. I'll tell you the worst dad joke in the world. She's just...
Yeah.
But it works, right?
It does. It really does.
It's the personality.
Get people to relax and feel comfortable, and then they can actually just, do their, everyday smile and feel not like it's forced.
Yeah.
Because I want them to laugh, because laughter brings out the real smiles.
Yeah.
Just saying, hey, Becca, smile. That's not real. That's not what I want.
We tense up. We think, oh gosh, am I smiling right? Am I positioned the right way? Yeah.
And I can actually see somebody in front of my camera like, you're thinking, Stop thinking. This is the first time I'm going to tell you, stop thinking.
Right.
And people are like, oh, wow. And that's, or like, hey, my biggest thing is like, my signature is the smirks. And that's one thing that in the Valley, I'm known for the smirk smile. I'll say, this is the only time a guy can tell you to close your mouth and get away with it.
Right.
They'll start cracking up, but
Yes.
and then they see the expressions. They're like, whoa,
Mhm.
I didn't
Mhm.
know I could do that.
Yeah.
Beck is a prime example. She goes, I'm always smiling. I got her, and she uses it everywhere, her smirk smile.
Mhm.
And why do you choose that one?
It's just I want something that looks inviting, that's friendly.
A little curious too, maybe.
Yeah, something that's going to catch somebody's eye and just kind of get their attention and think, oh, I need to talk to this person, or I need to find out more, or let me
Mhm.
get some more information.
I mean, she has an amazing smile, but my signature now,
Mhm.
and she's seen it over the last few months, is everybody has to smirk with me.
Mhm.
Everybody.
Yeah, and then they get a handful of photos to choose from.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But that's my signature. And if you look at my website, it's on there.
Yeah.
You can see probably 80% is the nice smirk smiles.
Yeah.
And so for me, just like even I said with Becca, the word smirk could be interpreted different ways. I'm hearing confidence. I'm hearing curiosity.
Yeah.
I'm hearing authority.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What other words would you put with that you're looking to achieve, and why so many people are choosing this particular look?
Power,
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
strength,
Yes.
Yeah.
and
Decisive.
decisive. Even Taylor is like, even though she's in Wisconsin, I'm teaching her, this is what we have to look for when we send out our products, and we're design some guides. We want this type of look. Smiles are great, but sometimes that power,
Mhm.
it means so much more than a great smile.
Especially depending on the industry, I would imagine.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Executives all the time.
Mhm.
All the time.
Yeah, and you wouldn't think that if you didn't have that experience that you have. Tell me a little bit about video and photography and how these things go together for companies.
So we are venturing or working on integrating video, because think about it, when you come in, you're a new attorney. We'll use that because I have a couple coming in that
Mhm.
they're going to be doing LinkedIn intro videos, just who they are.
Oh,
They're starting their careers out. It's 30-second video. We're going to offer that. We have the equipment. That way we can dial them in who they are. We can go to offices. We did for a dental office, we did a 30-second video of the office, went around and
Mhm.
stuff like that. So we're working on that part. We're trying to add that integral part because it goes together.
mhm.
Photography is great, but let's add some marketing videos, some B-roll, some social media clips.
Yep, we just did the same thing. I've been doing this for 6 years, and it used to be just the podcast.
Yes.
And just the up to an hour-long conversation. And in the last couple of years, clients have been saying, hey, can we add the video? Can you do social media for us? Can we turn these into sound bites? So yes, of course, we got to keep up with what the demand is
Oh,
asking for.
absolutely. And so Becca and I have researched, we've invested in the equipment, and now we're just going through the paces of getting our name out there, learning, because it's a whole different gamut.
Yes, it is.
The gimbals, how to do the gimbal properly, the proper lenses, everything. So we're going through that process now and just saying, hey, you're brand new. Let's get you an intro video.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Are you doing corporate events? Have you done that kind of thing? So instead of, I guess what I'm asking, a client can come to you and say, hey, I want my headshot. However, can a company hire you as well, and you do it for many people?
Oh,
How does that all work?
We have been doing that like crazy.
Mhm.
Just probably in the last month, we've had 7 or 8
And
clients.
why would a company want to do that? 'Cause-
Consistency.
Mhm.
So we had a large insurance company come in to Phoenix, and we did 53 people
Yeah.
in like 3 hours, 3.5
That's a
hours.
lot.
So
Yeah.
we take from the CEO, all the people, and just make sure everybody's consistent. Proper lighting, in and out in 5 minutes, done.
Wow.
Mhm.
And we got one tomorrow. We got probably 3 or 4 this month already.
Yeah.
booked up.
Fantastic. So for a CEO or whoever's in charge of that aspect of the business, what's the easiest way for them to connect with you? They just reach out through the website?
They can website or email Becca or I,
Mhm.
and then we can, Dwayne at Dwayne Furlong Studios, Becca at Dwayne Furlong Studios.
Yep.
It's like it's the
Good.
same thing.
Yes, it's the same thing, Becca.
Not Becca at Becca.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even Taylor. I mean, we
Yeah.
have all three of us. Anybody can
Yeah.
can reach out to us, call us. All three of them have the numbers on the website, all of us.
Yeah.
So anybody can reach out.
Fantastic. I'm curious about AI. So I've been telling folks even on air how much something like ChatGPT has been helping me just do things more rapidly,
Mhm.
far quicker. When we're talking about video and photography, it's a little bit different. But where is AI? Like I've seen people on LinkedIn showing the AI version of their photo. And, it's a sixth finger or an elongated
Yeah.
neck or something. And while they might look all polished and perfect from a brief glance, there's clearly some at least some issues that I've seen. So what is your take on AI and headshots? And is it are folks like you gonna be out of business?
No, because AI can't provide personality.
Mm.
AI cannot provide the proper lighting. AI for headshots, I feel how it is on the back end. It can
Mhm.
help alleviate some of the flyaways. It could do some of the consistency for the background, blemishes. It could help. But when it comes to actually you submit in a selfie and run it through the AI generators, no.
Mhm.
It will never replace us because the camera, the light, the expression, just spending the time, you're spending $3 on an AI generated headshot that's gonna have 3 eyes,
Yeah.
Well, right.
or looks so fake.
Yeah.
That when you walk in, it misrepresents who you are. That's the other thing that I have
Yeah.
a hard time with. I mean, really, just even selfies and all the different what do you call them when you can enhance it? All
Oh, yes,
enhancements.
yes.
The
The filters.
filters is the word I'm looking for. I'm always shocked when I think I know what someone looks like, and then I meet them in person. I'm like, oh, you look nothing like. So yeah, I can see how that becomes a problem. And if you're hiring folks or you're doing business with people, you want to be consistent with your messaging, and part of the messaging is how we show up.
Mhm.
And having an image that's not representative is
Right.
kind of just like you're a board member. Why would you chintz out and spend $30? Go invest in the money, get it done right so you're properly lit and you look amazing. And that's the biggest issue. Is sometimes they're like, oh, it's only $20. I'll send in a selfie. That's not you.
Mhm.
And there is a subtle misrepresentation there.
Correct.
I don't think that we can overstate that enough. That subtly, if you show up, Becca, and you don't look like you did on your signature on your email or when we connected on LinkedIn, and you look completely different, then subtly I'm kind of thinking, is she somebody I can trust?
Right.
It's a
Yeah.
trust issue.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely.
You want to be representative of who you are. That's why I
Mhm.
tell my clients every couple of years, you need to refresh your headshots.
I was just going to ask how
2 to 3
at
years.
least 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, 2 to
Mhm.
3 years because you lose weight, hair, might,
Mhm. Mine gets grayer, yours
disappears.
disappears.
Thanks to
Oh no. Oh boy. That's hilarious.
No, it's the joke with us.
Yeah.
It's like between Beck and Taylor, this is why I had this, and my daughter's this.
Yeah, there you go. Right. The great.
So it's just we change. You
Yeah.
could gain 20 pounds, you could lose 20 pounds. We want you to be the best who you are.
Yep.
Yes, it's an investment, it's money, but guess what? It's who you are. And the biggest component, like the genre that I have the biggest time with, is realtors have to realize this. And the reason I'm bringing this up, because there are realtors that like, yes, I'll spend the money, but then the other ones, yeah, I'll go spend $50.
Mhm.
But if you come to my door and you're not who you are, why am I going to spend $500,000?
You're right.
Yeah.
Yep. Again, it's a trust factor.
Or
Mhm.
your pictures from 1989.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even within those couple of years, if
Yeah.
we're in business and we're professionals, then I think it's safe to assume that we're growing and learning and expanding.
Yeah.
Mhm.
not only our knowledge base and our experience and our expertise, but also our personality.
Mhm.
And so just that persona changes within a couple of years. I mean, you and I have
Yeah.
been friends now on social media for several years, and I've morphed quite. I'm still Karen at the end of the day, and I've also morphed quite a bit, and I've been able to tell my story through images.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the way to go.
Good.
Is we have to be able to be storytellers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We have to be able to capture who you are, not just headshots. A lot of times now we're not doing just headshots. We're doing the headshots, but then we're doing some power poses, some half bodies, full bodies, in chairs. You know, we're moving towards branding different colors, yellow, pinks, as
Yeah.
you've seen on LinkedIn. Those two colors, the yellows and the pinks, are probably the biggest captivating sellers now.
For men and women.
I would say women.
Women,
Mhm.
yeah, I'd
Yeah.
say women for both of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
And these are in the clothing or the background? Or
The background. If you go-
Interesting.
Yeah, the last few clients, and Becca and I have a running joke. I'm like, hey, pull out the yellow.
It's
she's
like
she's like, really?
But it
And they
works.
buy it.
Yep.
They're
It
like,
does.
and they look at, I'm like, do not, and I'll tell my clients jokingly, I'm like, don't look at the background. Just keep looking forward. They see the picture like, whoa.
What a difference.
Yeah.
And I've had clients that I don't like yellow, then they buy it because they see how captivating it is. Taylor, just my last client, she texted me, she's like, put her in the pink. I'm like,
She
and
was
the
right.
client loved it. She bought a couple extra images in pink.
Yeah.
And it's just like, this is what's great about the team is like, I can text if Becca's not on site, hey, look at this. Oh, try this.
Yeah.
Try this background. You know, I know the backgrounds. I would have used yellow. I got shot down.
Yeah.
You know, Taylor's like, no, do pink.
Yeah.
So, and it works because the skin tones, I look at skin tones like you would be the yellow background would be perfect.
Mhm.
Yeah.
A lighter background like her, probably be pink.
Mhm.
You know, I have green, I have multiple colors, blue, green, yellow, red.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to give variety now instead of the pure gray and white.
Just, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it works.
Yeah.
People like the extra variety.
Well, you have such a great following on LinkedIn again. And how much of your business is referral? I would imagine that you have people coming back and telling, you know, hey, so-and-so sent me.
Well, get in there. You just actually one of your friends,
Yep.
classmates.
Yes. Hang on. I just
Valerie.
What?
Valerie.
Yes. Oh, yay. That's right.
I'm
No,
waiting for her to reconnect with me.
Yes, that's right. I forgot about.
So
Oh, yay.
you got to go poke,
Yes.
go poke
Yeah,
her.
because she said your photos always look so great. Who do you know? I know you know tons of people in the industry.
Yeah.
I'm glad that she reached out. That's
She reached
great.
out. So yeah.
So good.
So it's building. A lot of it is corporate work where they'll keep on sending new hires
Mhm.
and organic
Yeah.
search. Our organic search is out of control right
You
now.
and I spoke about that last time you were on. I remember, and you were only a couple years into the business
Yeah.
full time at that point,
Yeah.
and you were really a champion for whoever is helping you on the website end of things, so that you can continue to be out front, not only the quality work that you offer, but also how digital marketing is helping.
Yeah, and we've actually moved to a different agency
Yeah.
locally that is even blew us up even more.
Oh, so
Yeah.
good.
So it's just organic is the way to go. If you're not on the top 3 notches
Yep.
in Google search for the money keywords, you're nothing.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, if you're on page 2, you're done.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And but this year we're going to really focus on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
That's our number one priority. It's LinkedIn events. We want to do more. Like last year, I went to Pebble Beach to do a shoot. So we want to do more work like that this year also. Or offering, hey, we'll go on location. That's probably one of my favorite shoots of 2023 is to go to Pebble Beach for a week.
Well, I'd imagine.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, they're like, hey, do you want to go to Pebble? Sure.
Of course. Of course.
It was a blast,
Yeah.
but it was 120 executives, and it was just for the whole week shooting them on the golf course, headshots,
Oh,
video.
fantastic.
It was just like the experience of like, whoa,
Yeah.
we want to do more of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Tell me about your predictions for the next maybe year and a half as it relates to deal making. Like, how is it that a photographer would have something to say about that?
What do you mean?
Well, what is it when it comes to having a headshot and putting your best foot forward so people know who we are?
Yep.
How does that help someone when it comes to having somebody else make a decision about working with them?
Oh, okay. I think just having a good quality picture just lets them know, hey, this is who I am. I
Mhm.
take my job very seriously. I've invested in, if it's my business or whatever my work is, to get a quality headshot. I want to make sure I'm putting my best foot forward. I'm
Yep.
very serious about what I'm doing. So if you want to work with me, I'm going to take that very seriously as well.
That goes back to what you had said earlier, Dwayne. We could all do a selfie. That's a given. We could
Mhm.
even enhance it and kind of increase and improve the lighting a little bit. But when it comes to decision making and someone wanting to work with us, spending that extra time and money and having it done professionally, again, will precede that decision.
Mhm.
It's a trust issue again, and is this person professional?
Mhm.
When I talk to potential clients, I'm like, listen, you can think of it this way. You're on LinkedIn. There's 20 people vying for that job. The recruiter's just going to swipe, like the look.
Mhm.
You guys can all have the same experience, but if your image is not capture their eye, you have 2 seconds, you're done. Swipe,
Mhm.
swipe. Oh,
As much as we'd like to say that resumes and applications are about the content and experience and the skill set, that is true. However, more and more recruiters and people who are doing the hiring are going to social media, specifically LinkedIn with the professional world, and
Mhm.
looking to see who is this person, how are they interacting,
Yes.
and the first thing they're going to look at is that
you got
little
your
that little
profile.
headshot,
You
the
got your
profile.
little profile picture. It's just like when if I pick out like my SEO company, is they all have the same experience, but if their images are subpar, why am I going to invest my money?
Mhm.
Mhm.
That's how I look at it. It could be even in Becker's other world of realtors. Are you going to take, if you have 10 realtors and 9 of them have horrible pictures and one has an amazing picture, who are you going to choose if they have the same experience?
Mhm.
Mhm. Yeah,
And I know we shouldn't think like that.
but we do.
Yeah.
We
It's,
naturally do.
it's
Yeah.
who captures your eyes. And
Yeah.
I hear that even with people coming to me is like, your website pictures captured my eye versus X, Y, and Z.
Mhm.
Because I'll ask them why. Because I'm the most expensive in the valley. Why me? Because your pictures talk to me.
Mhm.
Done.
Yeah. Well, it shows in the work that you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the way we have to focus is we're not a low cost provider.
And nor do you intend to be.
I don't want to be.
Right.
I have people say, hey, give me a discount. No.
Yeah.
And I'll just say no.
Yeah.
End
Yeah.
of story. It's just not who I want to be.
Well, I think sometimes the thing that people forget when we are service-based business is not only is it just your time in front of or behind the camera when they enter the studio, it's all those years of education
Yes.
and commitment to equipment,
Mhm.
high quality equipment,
Mhm.
and all the
Yeah.
things that you can do post-production as
Yeah.
well as ahead of time. So yeah, it really is when you're a professional like you are, you've got to stand by your brand and you've got to
Mhm.
stand by your pricing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's probably the toughest thing is
Yeah.
you always hear, oh, I want it for X.
Yeah.
This is what I offer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is why.
Yep.
Mhm.
Boom, boom, boom. Like the corporate jobs. That's the biggest. We have one of the biggest keys that we get a lot of the corporate on location gigs is zero admin work. We have
Mm.
software now that basically we send out a link, they book. When they're in front of the camera, I do the pictures, do my thing. They have the images almost immediately after they step out of the lights.
Oh, they've got to love that.
So they can pick out their one image. It's 3 people that are headshot photographers created this software. It's Headshot Tools out of Florida. It's a game changer. It's
Mhm.
probably
Yeah. No, it just makes the process very seamless, and
they get a
gives-
link just like that.
yeah, and it's instantly they can look at the pictures, pick their favorite, and then they're done,
Yeah.
and that's all they have to do.
And you, that coordinator, don't have to chase people down.
Right.
Seriously. And that is why we can say with confidence, zero admin work.
Mhm.
I take it from A to Z.
Right.
Mhm.
Hire us and we've got the rest of it handled for you.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Her and I go on the jobs together and we work as a team. get it set up, make them feel confident, comfortable,
Mhm.
make them look amazing, and then they're like, oh, I already have the images.
Mhm.
That's how quick it is.
Mhm.
Probably within 30 seconds. As soon as she hits upload, they have the images
I
to
love
pick.
that.
Yeah.
Wow. Fantastic.
Yeah. And these, like I said, the company, the people, headshot photographers in out of state that did this, oh my God. Game changer
And
for us.
great that they were smart enough to say, hey, it's not just for us, but we can share this. And I'm
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
she's used it. Taylor's used it.
Yeah.
It's like, and my clients are like, this is so
how is
easy.
this even possible? Yeah.
Yeah.
They can even have a QR code. So if somebody walks up that has a pre-scheduled, they scan the QR code, type in their information, we check them in, boom, done.
Mhm. Great. For our listeners and viewers who are not familiar with you until today, the website is DwayneFurlongStudios.com. Obviously, very active on LinkedIn and planning to be even more so.
Yes.
So Dwayne Furlong there. And I know you're a little bit on Facebook as well, and working on Instagram. Becca, tell us a little bit about that. Why is that important for someone of this stature?
I think it's important to just have a social media presence on all platforms.
Mhm.
Not everybody has, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram, or maybe they have it all, but they just use one over the other. So I think just to make sure that you're on everything so that you're reaching, all of your clients or anybody that's on social media, just so you can put the same content out,
Yeah.
but make sure that everybody's being reached.
And Instagram is so photo oriented, so image oriented that it makes sense that you're there. And I continue to hear, and I didn't think that was going to be the case, but TikTok and Instagram are still really setting the pace for a lot of professional professions.
Mhm.
It used to be only LinkedIn, but now it's these other two as well.
And YouTube, we can't forget about YouTube.
Right.
YouTube, because it's tied in so tight with Google, and we have to get back. I was just talking to Becca on the way over. We have to get back into it. I was posting all the time, shorts, all the time, and then I fell by the wayside. So we have to get back to that because that one person could see it, but it
Mhm.
also drives organic power.
Again,
juice.
keeping you up at the top
It
of
gives
the
you juice.
upper third.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because Google owns YouTube.
Yeah.
You know, if you get 10 or 15,000 views on a short, 30-second short, that's 10,000 views. People have seen you. One person could oh, that's how you have to think about this type of stuff. So we're going to get back into the BTS and the videos and just my comedic side. I do it on, and that's, one of the videos is just talking about the Taylor created. It's like, I created the turtle. Hey, this is how you do the turtle. And she put little graphics on it. It got 6,000 views.
This is a turtle is a pose. Oh, sure.
It's
yes.
like a technique.
It's
yeah.
a technique. It gets rid of
But
the
you feel
double-
weird doing it, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
we love it. I love it. Oh, this feels weird. It looks
It's
no.
awkward.
It ends up feeling or
And
looking
then
great.
and then they see it. They're like, oh. I go, and my joke is, hey, I taught you this. Take family pictures. You look good. Let them look horrible. And they laugh their butts off. I'm like, you know what? Don't tell them. Let them look horrible. Because everybody's going to go, hey, you look great. Look at them.
Yeah. Oh, it's the turtle.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So that's our focus is YouTube, LinkedIn,
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Instagram. She's dealing with that.
Yeah. You'll see if it makes sense to
TikTok.
do it. We have to put ourselves out there and play with things a little bit before
Just
we
a
know.
post. Just
if-
a post.
yep.
And I told her we may not get business from Instagram, but Google will see that we're posting.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's social signals. You
Yeah.
want the cues out there, whether you want to be on Instagram or Facebook, any of that, posting. Google knows everything.
Yeah.
Remember that. Google knows everything.
And everything is, again, not just Instagram, as I pointed out, but everything is so visually oriented
Yeah.
that it's critical that we have the best representation for ourselves. And I'm so excited to hear that you're doing videos in addition to the still photos as well. So again, for our listeners and viewers, it's DwayneFurlongStudios.com, and also find Dwayne on LinkedIn. Is there anything that I hadn't thought to ask or that you really want our viewers and listeners to know before we close out our segment today? Loaded question.
Yeah, loaded question. We are finally at the point, and to encapsulate, I brought back around mainly to help with the marketing side. you and I talked a year and a half ago for a video. I was never picturing to be here, that I have two people working for me, one's taking care of operations, one's taking care of the marketing. These two people, Taylor and Becca, are an integral part of the company that has made me grow to where I am today. It allows me to do my thing.
Yeah, you got to have the talent and skill set that you have and the expertise.
I want to
However,
be behind the camera, making you guys look good. Let them deal with this, talking to people, like the initial outreaches and just the accounting and all that stuff. Let them do that thing so I can do mine to bring the big contracts in and, stuff like that, and get them back on an airplane.
Fun.
That's our little, because we don't like to fly.
No,
I'm okay with flying. I think it's more so him that doesn't.
no, that's why Pebble Beach is appealing. Can you drive?
I drove.
Yeah.
It was 11 hours and 45 minutes. I drove.
You did just fine.
Yes. But my goal this year is to fly and get more corporate jobs across the country.
Yeah.
And I have my right-hand person that's like, let's do it. Let's just hit our financial goals.
I love that. Yeah, that's one of the things that I've come to really enjoy and appreciate about you. You and I are both pretty vulnerable when it comes to, sharing ourselves, when it comes to LinkedIn and storytelling. And again, that puts people at ease when they know a little bit more about us. They're more excited to work with us because they can find those commonalities and can lean into being vulnerable and raw and really let the best part of them shine when you're taking care of their photography needs. So that's great.
And it's amazing,
Of course.
Like I said, these two people have really helped mold the company to where it is now.
I love that.
And I can just see where it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And huge goals. We want to double our revenue from last year.
Well, and you've already been hitting your goals and way surpassing them.
Yes.
So this is exciting. Yeah.
Yeah. We surpassed it by almost 50,000 last year.
Wow. Good for you.
So that's where we're going.
Yep.
And like I said, we have a great team. Now it's time to get to the next level. Travel.
Yeah, breathe.
It'll bring so many more opportunities.
Yes, it will. Right. Yeah.
And like I said, and me being with you, that's where we have to go.
Yeah. Good. Well, thank you for spending your little afternoon with us for a short period of time anyway. You've been listening to Phoenix Business Radio, broadcasting live from the Max 6 Entrepreneurial Center, where we help I don't know what we're doing, where we help put the spotlight on business leaders in the Valley. And some media leans left, some lean right, and we lean photography. And until next time, I'm Karen Nowicki. Thanks for listening.